This is a betta. You're probably more accustomed to seeing bettas in the pet store that look like this guy. And you'd be right. This isn't just your regular pet store betta. This is Betta Macrostoma. Hey buddy. Bro's adorable and he knows it. Look at his little teeth. Macrostoma means large milk, and this signature feature gives the species its bulldog-like face. But unlike bulldogs and domestic bettas, macrostomas weren't selectively bred by humans to look like this. They do, however, fight just like their domesticated cousins. Males will spread their fins and open their mouths to intimidate rival males in order to gain control of territory. When I say open their mouths, I mean really open. But for what? Females. A tale as old as time. Males will flex and flare at the females to show their health and vigor, signaling to them that they're fit to breed. Well, they can signal, but that doesn't necessarily mean the females will look their way. Keep trying, buddy. They get their red-orange color from the carotenoids in their food, which in the wild consists mainly of insects and shrimp. The more colorful they are, the more shrimp they've eaten, theoretically, signaling to the females that they are able to catch and eat lots of shrimp. Just like in most species, there's nothing the females find more irresistible than the ability to obtain resources. If successful, unlike domestic bettas who make bubble nests, this species is actually a paternal mouth brooder. This means that the male will be responsible for holding the eggs in his mouth until the babies hatch and can fend for themselves. The females aren't easy to win over, however. In fact, things usually don't work out unless the females initiate. The females will gyrate their bodies and wag their tails in a motion I like to call the betta twerk. Now it's the female's turn to try and entice the male. In order to breed, the male and female will intertwine with each other in a position commonly referred to as the embrace. Both during and after breeding, the males will severely dull their colors in order to avoid being seen by predators. They may fail to embrace several times before getting it right. During a successful embrace, the male will squeeze the eggs out of the female. The eggs will then land on his anal fin, where he then fertilizes them. But not this time. They'll keep trying for several hours. However, sometimes the males get discouraged, and the females entice them with additional tail wags. Frustrating, isn't it? But eventually, with enough practice rounds, they finally get it. You can see the eggs cradled on his anal fin. The female quickly picks them up for safekeeping. The male will be left stunned temporarily after the affair, but the female remains alert. She checks the surroundings to make sure there's nothing nearby that would eat the eggs as she attempts to pass them to the male. She diligently surveys her surroundings. making sure she hasn't missed any eggs. She'll also signal to the male that she has eggs in her mouth. At this point, the male already has a few eggs in his mouth, and he would be unable to pick them off the ground without the help of the female, without losing the eggs that are already in his mouth right now. While it's usually the male's job, the female will also flush the eggs with fresh water in her mouth, or buccal cavity. She'll wait patiently for the male to come back to his senses, and when he does, they line up face to face. Their mouths will be touching, and the female will open and close her mouth briefly during this time. The male will attempt to suck the eggs into his own mouth. That's a lot of eggs. Here you can see the eggs being passed to the male by the female. This happens quite fast, so I'll slow it down. They'll continue until there's no more eggs, or the male is physically unable to hold anymore. After, the male will isolate himself and hold the eggs in his buccal cavity, not eating for up to 30 days. If he wanted to, he would. The fry come out quite large and are able to eat baby brine shrimp right away. This guy is only about 2 days old. This species grows relatively slowly, maxing out in size at around 2 years of age. All fry have those two horizontal lines running along the length of their body. Eventually, some of the fry develop the characteristic spot usually only found in males. Overall, this is an extremely rewarding species to work with, and I hope that this video has encouraged you to try and raise these fish in your own aquariums. Thank you for watching, and if you have any questions, please leave them in the comment section below. Also, if you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe for more future content.